It was a crisp morning when Maria noticed the sleek black car pulling up slowly in front of the small café where she worked. She frowned, shielding her eyes against the winter sun. Who could possibly be stopping here? The door opened and a man stepped out. Tall, confident, dressed in a sharp suit that gleamed like he had stepped out of a magazine. He paused, scanning the street, and then his gaze fell on her. Maria. His voice was calm but carried a weight she couldn't place. She froze. The voice was familiar, yet different, stronger, certain. I'm sorry, do I know you? She stammered, stepping back instinctively. He smiled, just slightly, but his eyes, they were the same eyes. The same dark, haunted eyes that had looked up at her through the rain 10 years ago. Daniel, he said simply, as if one word could explain a decade. Her heart skipped. The world seemed to shrink around her. Daniel, she whispered, barely daring to speak the name. It can't be. He stepped closer, a cautious but undeniable intensity in his gaze. It is me, he said. I told you. I'd come back. Memories crashed into her in a torrent. The rain, the cardboard box, the sandwiches, the quiet conversations. The small, scared boy she had fed, the boy who had promised he would return, now standing before her in a suit that screamed he had conquered the world. You... How? She choked, words failing her. You were gone. I waited, but I never thought... Daniel's lips curved into a faint, bittersweet smile. I had nothing when I left. No one, nowhere to go. But I never forgot your kindness. Every day I thought of you, Maria. Every day I told myself, I have to survive. I have to come back. His voice shook just enough to reveal the boy he had been, beneath the man he had become. Maria's hands trembled. She wanted to reach out, to touch him, to make sure he was real. But you're this... She gestured helplessly at his suit, his polished shoes, the aura of success that clung to him like a second skin. How? I worked, he said simply. I studied. I took every opportunity even when it was impossible. I failed. I got up. And now, I'm here. He paused, taking a deep breath, then added, And I never forgot you. You believed in me when no one else did. You fed me when I had nothing. And now, I want to give back. To you. Maria's eyes filled with tears. Daniel, I don't know what to say. I waited, yes. But I never imagined. Her voice broke. I thought I'd never see you again. He reached into his coat and pulled out a small, worn envelope. I wrote this when I was still on the street. I didn't know if it would ever matter, but... He handed it to her. She opened it carefully. Inside were letters he had written to her over the years, never sent, words of gratitude, hope, and love. Each page made her chest tighten, tears spilling freely. I don't know what to say, she whispered. Say you'll let me make it right, he said, his voice firm now. Not because of the life I've built, but because of the life you helped me save. Maria laughed softly, a shaky, incredulous sound. I fed you. I didn't think it would. Daniel shook his head. You saved me. You gave me the reason to keep going when the world had given up on me. That's why I'm here. That's why I came back. Her heart ached with a mixture of joy, disbelief, and love. And, you mean, you're... me? She asked, voice trembling. He smiled, a warm, genuine smile that reached his eyes. I am the man I am today because of you. And now, I want to give you everything you deserve. I want to marry you, Maria. I want to make the promise I made 10 years ago. Finally real. Tears streamed down her face as she reached out, her hand shaking as it touched his. Daniel, I waited. I really did. I can't believe you're here. He took her hands in his, holding them as if anchoring the past and present together. I'm here. I kept my word. I always said I would, and now I am, with you." The world around them seemed to pause. The café, the street, the cars passing by, all disappeared, leaving only the two of them, bound by memory, kindness, and an unbroken promise. Maria could hardly believe the journey life had taken them on, from the rain-soaked streets to this moment of triumph and love. She smiled through tears. I never thought, I never believed, and yet, here you are. You actually came back." "I promised," Daniel said, his voice low and steady. "And promises are meant to be kept." They stood there for a long moment, hands entwined, hearts beating in a rhythm that felt both new and familiar. Maria realized that the smallest act, feeding a hungry boy in the rain, had created a ripple that changed both their lives forever. The boy who had nothing had become a man with everything, but the greatest gift he carried was the memory of a girl who had believed in him when no one else did. As they walked together, side by side, Maria whispered, "I can't believe all of this started with a sandwich." Daniel laughed softly, eyes shining. "And with your heart. That's what changed my life. Not luck, not money. You." Maria smiled, tears still streaming, feeling a warmth in her chest she had never known before. She had given without expecting anything, and in the most incredible twist of fate, life had returned it tenfold. She had waited. He had returned. And together they began a new chapter, one built on kindness, trust, and a promise that had been years in the making. The world might have forgotten them, ignored them, turned away from them. But in that moment, nothing else mattered. The boy who had once been homeless and the girl who had fed him daily now stood together, a testament to hope, love, and the extraordinary power of compassion. And Maria knew, without a doubt, that she would never stop believing in people again.